So the Christians were divided. They really never really united around one person, and that lack of unity is shown here in the Church of Corinth. And so Paul says that, well, everybody should unite around Christ. But the fact is that really to have unity, you really need a representative of Christ on the earth. And so Peter sort of became that later on. Originally, there were 5 centers of Christianity in the early church, and then 4 of them, including Jerusalem eventually, were taken over by Islam. And sort of by default, the Bishop of Rome became the center of Christianity. But for at least for a few centuries, there were sort of 5 centers of Christianity. But today we have just one center, and that is the second king of Chenuguk, who was appointed by Father. And right now we have, sort of usurpers and pretenders to the throne. But these will naturally sort of pass away, especially the Family Federation. They can make noise right now, but let's be honest. Where is the Family Federation going to be in 20 years or 30 years? They're going to disappear into the woodwork, just like the Northern Kingdom in the history of the 10 tribes. They're not going to be able to continue their faith, especially after their current goddess, shaman or however you want to pronounce that, after she passes away. They're not going to be able to continue their faith in that direction. And some will return to the second king, but I suspect that the majority will just sort of become both in the world and of the world, and become part of the satanic secular society, I suspect, because they have no faith in Father. And also, the other group, the Preston's group as well. Their claim is that they are accomplishing Father's vision, but they interpret that vision only in a very external sense, and they think that they can, if they accomplish it externally, then that's it. But they don't understand that there is a internal aspect, and that the internal aspect is actually the subject position. It is the more important position, and so they will also fade away. So eventually there's just one center that is going to remain. That is the second king, because he has this vertical relationship with the Father. Did you notice in the Hundok material that we read on Friday, this was Father's speech that he gave in Belvedere, an excerpt from that speech he gave in Belvedere in 1980, what was it, 86? Was it 86 or 83? 83, it was 83, I'm sorry. January of 83, where he asked, would you want for, basically he was saying, would you want for unification to come while I'm here on earth, or do you want it to for it to come after I've gone to the spirit world and I'm working through the returning resurrection? Boom, and I heard a few people in the audience gasp at that point, because they realized that that's exactly what Father's doing now, and he's working through his appointed heir. And it's Father who decides who that heir is, all right? The heir himself does not decide, and the fact that someone says, no, he's not the heir, does not change Father's decision, does not change the objective fact that the heir is the heir. And people can object all they want, but the heir is the heir. Okay? The successor is the successor. This is not a democracy. This is not a democracy. The Father alone has the power to appoint his successor. Father alone. And so that is what is happening today, that Father is working through the second king to accomplish his will, to accomplish God's kingdom on this earth. So the church in Corinth was divided.